Yo, what's good everyone? It's GlitchXCity here. And today I'm bringing you guys my let's see how many PBL matches did I miss? Like let's see. One, like 3 to 7, like what? Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 matches of PBL, like something around there, give or take. 5 matches of this league, and I'm now just doing it. Wow, you're good job, Chase. You're so good at recording and YouTube and all that crap. But you know what? Who cares? But yeah, what's up, guys? I'm here, and I'm giving you guys all of my battles, but they will be individually. But you know, it's gonna be so annoying to upload. I'll probably combine it, but we'll see what happens. But as you see on your screen, we have Chase versus the Cleveland Koos, and this is actually our week 3 match. And on the screen you probably see week 4, week 3, and week 4 on the same video, mainly because I'm not even gonna go through this match. This match took over 100 turns to do, and I am not about to sit here and talk about it again. So I'm just gonna break it down. If I pull up the spreadsheet, I should definitely know what it is. It's so first of all, I'm just gonna say spoilers because I'm not even gonna like go through this match, but we did win, and I'm pretty sure it was either a 2-0 or a 3-0. I don't remember exactly, but that we did win this match. So as of week 3, we are 2-1. If it wasn't for the free to be 3-0, but I'm gonna look at the schedule. Okay, this is a week 3 match. Yeah, so we did win 3-0 against the Cleveland Koos, so that's pretty good right there. But since we already talked about it, we're just gonna go right into our week 4 match, being Bat Spy and the Los Angeles Dodrios. And as you can see on his team, he has Magirna, Dragonite, Hoopa Unbound, Suicune, Raikou, Amoonguss, Donphan, Typhlosion, Mega Glalie, Komala, Sock, and Calvagrigus. One of the main things that stands out on his team is that he has a Hoopa Unbound and a Magirna and a Dragonite, which I don't know how this man got all 3 of these mons, but he also got Suicune. Like, what is wrong? What? I don't understand. I don't understand this man. But other than that, yep, we go right into the team builder. I'm not even gonna spend that much time talking about these because of these upcoming battles, because I'm kind of short on time. But as you can see on your screen, we do have our team right here. We got Absolute the Kieran with a Choice Scarf, Draco, Ice Beam, Earth Power, HP Bug for that Hoop Unbound. We are Modest with 236 speed. We can literally run Modest and still outspeed a +1 Dragonite. So that's mainly the thing for this. And since it's Scarf, it still does a pretty decent amount of work to his team. I can drop Dracos on everything except the Magirna, so kind of need to get rid of that. But next up, we got Mulan, our Shiny Mienshao, holding the Focus Sash, because I feel like he's gonna pull out some, I don't know, a Focus Sash made sense to me. Now you're probably wondering why I'm running Timid with High Jump Kick. Well, one, I still hit pretty decently hard with High Jump Kick, and it just made sense at the time. Grass Knot and Fake Out to kill or to take care of Donphan. Break it sturdy and possibly kill with Grass Knot. Not kill Grass Knot, but do a lot of damage. U-turn for initiative, and then Grass Knot does a decent amount to Suicune as well. So yeah, that's the team. That's Mulan right there. Jirachi holding the Cobra Berry. This is our special defensive wall. Also our Magirna switching with Fire Punch to hit Magirna, U-turn, Stealth Rocks, and T-Wave. We got 248 HP, 192 with a Careful Nature. This is our Rock user plus a T-Wave user to slow stuff down like Hoopa Unbound, which I do have the Cobra Berry for, so I can easily kill it off with the U-turn, assuming it doesn't have the berry. And we have Fire Punch just to get some damage on the Magirna, or yeah, kinda to do so. And next up, we got a Cloud or Thunder is holding the Fire MZ like we did last week, which didn't turn out because, you see, I brought Fire MZ Incinerate against our last match, which you guys just saw. And it was basically like to kill a Klefki, but it didn't work out. But all goods there. But we have Thunderbolt, Toxic, U-turn, Incinerate. Toxic for stuff like Dragonite in case it sets up and I need to like get a timer on it. I can Toxic stat. I can Toxic a Suicune if it's Calm Mind. I can Toxic Calvagrigus on the switch. I can Toxic the Donphan because I can't really touch the Donphan. And yeah, and that's it. And Thunderbolt is our main stab, and yeah, that's about it. Next up, we got probably the only heat set of this team, Sahara Sandslash. We have Choice Band with Earthquake, Graviton, Rock Slide Knockoff, Max Attack Adamant with enough speed for who knows what because I forgot, and 88 HP and 8 in defense. So yeah, last but not least, we have Tracer Gardevoir with the leftovers holding with the Trace ability. Moonblast, Substitute, Psyshock, T-Wave as another Spadef wall, as most of his team is mainly special, especially offensive. We got Moonblast and Psyshock for stab, and we have Substitute to sub up on things like Amoonguss and possibly Hoop Unbound, depending on what it's locked into, and I can T-Wave stuff like Hoop Unbound and the Raikou and maybe the Dragonite, and also the Mega Glalie, because that thing could be a low-key threat. But other than that, we can get right into the match. I'm not gonna waste any time. I need to get all these done because I'm like short on time and all that stuff, all that good stuff. But here, as you can see, we had the match right here, Chase versus Batspy. So he brought the Suicune, Amoonguss, Magearna, Sock, Typhlosion, and Donphan, and I just realized like at least four of his Pokemon are shiny. But in terms of leads, I'm pretty sure I lead with Mienshao just to see what he goes for. I am Sash, so I can just possibly... He goes into Magearna, and I lead with Mienshao. And of course, on the turn 1, I make the most... I kind of just make the worst play that I could have made that just instantly put me on the back foot. So here, instead of... I just click U-turn, get 4% off, and here I go to my Jirachi. And here he makes a great turn 1 prediction and goes for Shadow Ball. And just based off that damage alone, I already know that he specs. So that's unfortunate that I lost. I'm going to lose my Jirachi this early. But here I do outspeed. I'm going to click Fire Punch. And this was actually a misplay. I probably should have just clicked Stealth Rocks to break Sock and Donphan sturdy. Get some chip on the Typhlosion. And yeah, that was just a total misplay. So really my only other answer to Magearna in terms of like one-shotting it is like Sand Slash. And I basically have to click Earthquake. I'm pretty sure +1 spec Shadow Ball doesn't kill me. But here he switches out, probably fearing that that I'm max speed, I guess. But I'm not. But I go for a Banded Earthquake, max attack Adamant. And to the Suicune, it does 40%, and that does a lot of damage. And he has leftovers. So since Sandslash puts in so much work this game, I was like, alright, I need to keep this around. So here I go into my Gardevoir, my Spadef Wall. The scout what it goes for, and here he goes for Calm Mind, and I just regret everything in the world. But yeah, that's how my life works. But here he clicks Calm Mind again, and this is just a bad position. I click T-Wave at the very least, so my Sandslash can come in and Earthquake it. But unless I get a full para, nothing. I'm not gonna touch much. I go to my Cloud to kind of sack it. I do live a Scald. If it went for Ice Beam, I probably died. But here I go for Thunderbolt, trying to get as much damage as possible. Probably kind of wishing I had Wild Charge, but Cloud goes down really early, and I'm already in a bad position, losing 2 of my Mons already to a +2 Suicune. And at this point, a Banded EQ only does 40%, and Gardevoir can't do anything. Mienshao gets walled, and Kyurem gets walled. So we're most likely, not most likely, but, you know, at this point, it looks like we're going to get 6-0'd by a Calm Mind Suicune. We click Earthquake, and Sandslash picks up the crit. So, yeah, we don't lose, we don't get 6-0'd, and we don't get swept. He brings in the Krakatoa, and I go into my Mienshao. As he goes for the Eruption, it takes me down to my Sash. This was another misplay, as I should have gone into my Gardevoir, which has Trace, so I probably would have most likely traced his Flash Fire if he had it, and, the only reason why I went to Mienshao, because I thought in my head, like, he has to know my Gardevoir has Trace. But he, at the time, I guess he didn't, and my Mienshao is already down to its Sash. So, yeah, I basically lost, like, 3 Mons. I go for Fake Out, kind of get some little chip before I die. But here I go into my Gardevoir, because I don't know if this thing is Specs or Scarf. He goes for Eruption, and I probably should have done this the first time, but, you know, it kind of sucks. But here he goes into Magearna, and predicting the Magearna switching, I'm going to double out and go to my Sandslash, because at this point, I'm going to need to, like, gain some momentum real quick. So every time I bring Sandslash against Magearna, I get an Earthquake on something. He goes into Donphan, gets 40% off. Probably should have stayed in, honestly, because I probably should have stayed in. I don't know why. I go into Mienshao. He clicks Earthquake, and my Mienshao dies. So, yeah, I should have stayed in. Probably would have had a better chance. But we're 3-5. And we're basically dead at this point. Here I go into Kyurem and thinking, oh my god, this game put me on the back foot so much that I mispredict. I go for Earth Power. I am Scarf. I kind of predicted the Magearna to come in, but when I look at it now, I didn't really need to predict. But here he goes into Amoonguss, kind of having the idea that I'm choice, and I am. Unfortunately, I don't get enough damage on the Amoonguss to kind of like 3-hit KO it. But here, I just Earth Power again, because I know he's clicking Spore, and he does just that, so I'm kind of banking on Sandslash to win this for me. But then again, I don't really have anything to kill Typhlosion. So here I go to my Gardevoir, as I'm pretty sure he goes for Giga Drain. No, he goes for Sludge Bomb, and unfortunately for me, he gets the Poison, which sucks, because I could have clicked Substitute, and just started clicking Psyshocks. But here, I go for Psyshock, and I barely miss out on the kill, and he goes for Giga Drain, predicting my Sandslash switching, because this Gardevoir can't touch Magearna. But seeing that he doesn't want to lose his Amoonguss, I'm going to predict the Magearna switch, and I'm going to go into my Sand Slash once more. And I think he does just that, as he does go into Magearna. So, you know, at least we're making these double plays, but everything else, and I'm just doing really badly. He goes into Donphan and sacks it. Probably should have expected this and went into Kyurem to possibly wake up. But yeah, that was a misprediction on our part. He goes into Sock. I don't really have a switch in, so I just stay in. And this is the part where Rocks would have came in clutch, because if I had Rocks up and I clicked EQ, this thing would have been dead, and this Sock would no longer be a threat to me. So unfortunate there, but eventually Magearna would have killed me if it was max speed. I go into my Gardevoir. He clicks Close Combat, and we take like decently well from that. I find out he's actually most likely Scarfed, if anything, because he's not Life Orb. But here he switches out into Magearna. And I think this time I don't actually predict. I go for Moonblast, and I kind of regret it, because I didn't think whether or not he was Scarfed or he was like E-Build or something. But yeah, I just go into my Kyurem, sack it off. And Magearna, I should die to this Flash Cannon. Yeah, I do. And at this point, it's kind of GG. I have to bring in my Sand Slash to kind of... Yeah, I have to bring in my Sand Slash. So he goes into Amoonguss. I go for Earthquake, and I think this thing dies. Yeah, it does. So... at the very least, we do take it down to a 3-0, as he does bring in the Sock. He outspeeds my whole team. He goes for Earthquake. Sand Slash does go down, and that is GG. My Gardevoir is at too low of a health to even take a hit. So, yeah, pretty rough start to the PBL, as this is week 4. He goes into Magearna. Probably just making the safe play, and also keeping differential, because I don't know. He probably doesn't know if Earthquake kills or not. But here, I'm pretty sure I just click T-Wave, hoping for Para, try to get the differential as low as possible. But he goes for Flash Cannon, he breaks through, and that is GG to Bat Spy. I'll put his Twitter links and YouTube in the description if I remember. I don't know if I'll remember, honestly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That is our Week 4 match right there. So we're now 2-2. I don't even know our differential. But I'm going to guarantee you guys right now, as of Week 4, we are 2-2. But I'm pretty sure we have, like, let's see... 3 or 4 more matches to record, so you'll definitely get some more content going over for you after this match. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll put his link in the description. GG to BatSpy once more, even though it's like long time ago. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching once more. This is GlitchXCity here, and I'm out of here.